Good morning. Snake here, aka RattleBones. How are we doing? Before I get to the channeling, welcome to the playground. I see you, ER, where I believe movement is medicine, issues are in the tissues, and I have been spiritually diagnosed with suppressed energy in the body, and the terminology for that is SSR, which means suppressed spirit rewire. And the antidote for that I have cultivated is called Rattle XR Drip. Rattle meaning movement, X is for expression, and R is for release. And in that drip, it's not just sweat, it is excess weight we don't want on our bodies, old habits, energy that just doesn't serve us anymore. Just like snakes shed, I believe I also need to shed. So, with that being said, I have been working on this medicine, soul medicine, for the last 4 years. And everything is coming into a full circle. So right now I'm in Virginia. I don't have my tripod with me. It's in my bag somewhere, so holding my phone with my hands. It's all good. So I want to say thank you thank you. Let's just pause. Thank you, beautiful rattlers, for all the love and support. I have been purging these last 2 weeks, emotion, crying, shitting my brains out, which is good because issues are in the tissues. So how else are they going to get out? But these last 2 weeks have been game changing for me. And it's still a little, I don't know, surreal. It doesn't seem real, but the energy that I feel when I'm done purging is something I just can't explain. I cry, and normally I would hold in my emotion, and especially because we have been told men are not supposed to cry, yada, 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 noise. But here we cry. Hello, how are you? I'm doing amazing, how are you? Let's see if we can find a good place to... What is your name? My name is Snake. All right, hopefully that works. All right, we're gonna go like old school. I wonder if I can move this. All right, I think that's good. Like I said, I don't have a tripod, but fake it till you make it. Oh, I don't want this to break. Okay, I'm not gonna touch that. My name is Yasin. Cool name. Hopefully I didn't murder that name. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And if you are vibing with this medicine, consider becoming a rattler. This is the space where we unplug from the Matrix. I'm not sure if anyone's heard of the Matrix, and not like the movie with Neo, which is very similar. The red pill and the oh, we got a new rattler. Thank you. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. All right, that's not gonna work. I can't sit still. Literally, we landed yesterday, and I do not like to sit still. So being on the airplane for 4 hours, I'm like, oh, I gotta move. But here we are. So I'm getting ready to channel. And what I mean by channel, there is no script. There is nothing. This is just AKA RattleBones moving through me, source, God, whatever you want to call it. But here it's all about kindness and love. We don't vibe with low projections. It's a toxic relationship. I don't handle that outside of YouTube. And we shouldn't have to go through that here. So if Venom slithers in, which he probably will, we just ignore it. It's kind of like trying to talk to a drunk person and you get nowhere. So Venom, we love you, we have compassion, but we're not lowering our standards. All right? So, welcome. Hi. I hope everyone is doing amazing. If you're not, I'm sending you love. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Snake. Yes, legally, my name is Snake. And I have been cultivating this soul medicine for 4 years. And here we are. And if you've been purging with me in the mornings, fuck yeah. I miss it. I'm already getting chills on my body. I miss purging. I miss moving my body. I miss connecting to God. Because honestly, that's what it feels like. It feels like I'm connecting to God, source, because when I'm done purging, I just start crying. I just have so much built up emotion in my body. Years. And I thought it was after losing my dad, but it goes way beyond that. Like mom wounds and just everything that I've been holding in internally and not being able to release my energy these last 4 years, you can only imagine. So if you've been purging with me, thank you. And if you're asking, what do you mean by purge? I mean, we are surrendering. And what I mean by that is we are unplugging from people's opinions, people's judgments, because it has nothing to do with us. We are just a mirror. So I have cultivated this underground playground for the inner child. And the inner child, I believe it's connected to all of us. Because we were little kids once, believe it or not. And I believe there was a time in our life where we didn't give a fuck. And for example, inner child would be like a kid putting on mom's lipstick and the lipstick's way over here and you're still like, yeah, you don't care. Or putting on your dad's, what do you call it? Work suit, and it's all big on you and you don't care. The point of the matter is being unapologetic and not giving a damn. That is what I'm talking about. And I remember when I was a little tank, this was my natural habitat. Nature, I love nature. And when I was a kid, 4 or 5, TV, maybe like on Friday nights, Saturday nights, but normally I was outside playing, climbing trees, building clubhouses, playing with sticks, playing with what else did I do? Oh, I was playing with Power Rangers, action figures, and my imagination was just so wild. And I believe we all have that beautiful imagination. It's just been stripped from us from the Matrix. So, this past weekend, I went to, it's called the Bee Experience. And basically, the Bee Experience is to find your element. There's water, there's earth, there's fire. And my element is fire. So basically, I went to this beautiful couple. They have this beautiful home. And to give you a little bit more of a background, they used to live in California and their house burnt down from a fire. And it was just, I've never experienced anything like a fire or a natural disaster. So anyone who has, my heart is going out to you. How scary. But anyway, her and her husband, they literally had to start from scratch. And it's so relatable because I feel like I've been there. Literally hitting the ground, rock bottom, and building yourself back up. Is it easy? No. So I think it's beautiful when I hear other people talk about their stories, what they had to shed to get to where they are. And this makes me have so much, I'm so much more to lean in, you know what I mean? When you hear the gritty. So anyway, this Bee Experience is all about wearing the colors that make you shine and not hide. I'm like, what? What is that? I have no idea that was even a thing. But yeah, apparently if you wear fire colors, like I'm wearing my colors now, you stand out. And I think I'm ready now to stand out. I think I just really wanted to complete my mission. But now that the mission is complete, now I'm ready. But anyway, it was just so cool because we were talking about the colors and how the colors represent us. And she was showing us slideshows of different artists or actors that were wearing their color. And you would see artists or just random people that weren't wearing their element. And shockingly enough, it really does make a big difference. But anyway, on the last day, it was 2 days, and the last day, this beautiful lady was sitting right next to me. Her name is Mary, and she's a author, and she's actually a New York bestseller. So good job, Mary. That's awesome. But anyway, we were sharing what we were reflecting from this experience, what we're taking with us, and what are we leaving behind. And I was talking about the inner child. And if you've been purging with me, RattleBones is my inner child. And so I was sharing my mission with these beautiful souls. And ironically, there was supposed to be 8 total of participants. And then we went down to 5, and then it went down to 4. 4 is actually pretty ironic because I've been saying code 44, and right now there's actually 14. I don't know what that means, but the little guy, there's 14 souls. And I've been seeing the number 14 a lot, but what I'm understanding is with 4s, it's protection, guardians, angels, which is beautiful and divine. And so basically, we also had to come up with 3 heart words. So mine was oneness, because I believe we are all one. Hello. That's just my personal belief. I believe underneath this flesh, underneath these organs, the bones, we are energy and love. And then my other word was freedom. That's why I've created this playground where we can be free in our expression, free in our movement, without trying to be fixed. And the last one was divine innocence. Divine meaning my birthright. I am connected to source. It is my birthright to be expressive, just like it's your birthright. So anyway, she was sitting right next to me. I was explaining what I've been working on and talking about purging and the playground, ICU, ER, and so Mary was right next to me and she was talking about her inner child. And guess what? Her inner child name is Mariah. And I'm like, no way, your inner child, her name is Mariah. And I said, you know what's interesting, Mary? I have Mariah literally right on my wrist. Look at that. And it was just like you can feel the goosebumps in the room. The energy was just vibrant. And so I thought that was very powerful. Just how source, God, energy just works. And so we had our experience, and she was crying, I was crying, and we were talking about miracles. And we had to write. I love writing. And we had like a 30-minute writing session. And we were talking about what do miracles mean to you? And I used to think that miracles were like if someone was blind and now they can see, or if someone that couldn't walk, now they can walk. I thought those were miracles, and they are miracles, yes. However, I also believe if we wake up the next day, that is a miracle, right? If we can breathe in fresh air, I believe is a miracle. If we see our loved ones, that is a miracle. I feel like the word miracle has just kind of been butchered, just like a lot of other words have been. But I was kind of talking to my higher self because I remember growing up about my disconnect through God, source. And it went something like this. I remember being a young kid, and I remember just being wild and free, carefree, like I was stating earlier. And if anyone is a parent or you remember that time in your life where you were a young kid and you were just so free in your energy. So I started out saying being carefree. And it's interesting that this couple that have these workshops, they live on carefree. So anyway, I was stating that I would watch I Love Lucy, I would watch The Brady Bunch, and I was really conflicted because the love that I saw from these movies or these TV shows weren't reflecting the life that I was living. And I always wanted that perfect family, mom's up, mom's cooking and getting the orange juice ready, dad's reading the newspaper. Yeah, no. Far from it, rattlers. And I guess that's when I started to really, have a lot of questioning about if this is love that they're demonstrating on TV, what is this that I'm witnessing in my real life? Something is just not adding up. And so my mom, she my mom loves makeup and she would work at Peebles. I don't know if that's even a thing anymore, but I guess Peebles would be the Sephora now. My mom loved makeup and she got a job and she was never home. Like, I don't ever remember my mom being home that much. And so, of course, I thought about it, but being a kid, and I really was really close to my dad. Him and I were like this, rest in peace. I think that's why I felt so broken when he died, because he loved me unconditionally. And I thought, fuck, how am I going to find that again? Especially in this world that we live in. But anyway, yeah, my mom would come home later and later, and that's when my dad started drinking. So real quick, I don't look at the comments. I check in for a little bit, 5-10 minutes, and then I kind of just, so don't take it personally if I don't look at your comments, because it's impossible. So anyways, I remember that's when my dad started drinking. He would get the Bud Light. And I almost remember like the sound of the pop of the beer. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be one of those nights. And my dad was never a violent person until alcohol came involved. And so what he would do, he would put the furniture against the door so my mom couldn't get in. He would put the table, the chairs, and at a kid, you're like, what is this? They don't show this on the Brady Bunch. They don't show this on Boys Meet World, or what else was I watching? Anyway, they weren't showing that. And I remember the headlights would come up because my bedroom was right by the, what do you call it? Right by, what am I saying? The driveway was right by my bedroom, and then the lights would come through the window, and I'm like, oh, my mom's home. And I would look at the clock, and it would be like 11, 12, not good. And I remember my mom just like banging, let me in, let me in. Yeah. So I was very conflicted. One, why is my dad not allowing my mom in the house? Two, why is my mom coming home later and later? Ooh, that's good lighting. Damn. And what is this? So their relationship started to become very toxic. And if anyone's ever seen your family, your parents fight, maybe you can resonate to this. So I started to get freaked out because, again, being a kid, I wanted that perfect family. I didn't even know what divorce meant. I didn't know any of that. And so, long story short, they did get a divorce, and it broke me. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand how can someone use the word they love you and then demonstrate the opposite. So I was talking about that in my story when I was writing, journaling, and I said I started to feel a disconnect to God because I didn't understand why are these things happening. And I've always had a spiritual high vibration to source energy. Anyway, then I kind of fast forward the story into 9/11. I remember being in, I think I was in 7th grade. Was I in 7th grade? Yes, I was in 7th grade when 9/11 happened. God, that's so fucking crazy. And I remember being in class, and I had this really cool teacher. She was a cheerleading coach, and I can't think of her name right now. But I remember my classmates leaving one by one, and they will come back in crying. I'm like, what is going on? And so then I remember over the intercom that we had an early release, and again, not really understanding what was going on. But then I got home, which I did not want to go home. Going home was like going to the Freddy Krueger house, a nightmare. Just the abuse and the neglect and the violence that was there. I didn't feel safe. I actually felt way safer at school. But anyway, so we were watching the TV at home, and I couldn't believe it, Rattlers. I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. My eyes were like, what the fuck? And my heart was like so angry. I remember being so angry at God. I'm like, okay, God, if you truly exist, why is this happening? I had a lot of why questions. And then I also remember seeing people jumping off the building. I couldn't. And even though I wasn't there, I almost felt like I was there. The emotion. Because like I said before, oneness, we are all connected. So it was like, I feel that. So I really started to disconnect from God because I didn't understand it. I didn't understand why do good things happen why do bad things happen to good people? I believe everyone's good. I don't believe anyone's evil. I believe we have been brainwashed from the lies, like I've been stating. Like Red Bull gives you wings. That's a lie. So then what else did I say in my story? So yeah, I said I felt very disconnected to God, but realizing now that everything happens for a reason, even if we truly don't understand it. And I was telling myself, now I get it. At least I'm starting to get it. It's a part of the awakening. And that's why I've created this space where I can just truly unplug and let go. Because look around us. How do I say this? I don't want to live my life in fear. Because that's what brings it more. However, when I feel most fearless is when I unplug. When I connect, when I move my body, and it's all fluent, and I love it. And recently, these last 2 weeks, I've been doing the damn thing because I can't keep suppressed energy in my body anymore. And so it's just been very humbling to truly let go. And I didn't understand how plugged in I was into the matrix, because even when I was teaching at LA Fitness, I was still performing. Performing would be an example like, okay, did I clock out? Probably not, because I'm sorry, but having that energy and being in that vibration, yeah, I forget to clock out. I'm human. But I was also having, just so I can get a better understanding, I was having like 75 people plus. So that energy, imagine that energy, Rattlers. Like you were just on a cloud 11. And I just feel like when my classes were over, I felt buzzy. I felt like still catching my breath. It feels like my soul was still coming back to my body. So yeah, I did forget to clock out sometimes. But then I would get that call from Barbie. That was my boss. And she would say, you didn't clock out. I'm going to have to cancel your class. Just like that. So performing. When I left LA Fitness, trying to find a studio, performing. So for once, oh my God, it feels so amazing. I don't have to perform. I don't have to worry about a studio. I don't have to worry about who's going to make it, who's not going to make it. I don't have to worry about paperwork. I don't have to worry about liability. I don't have to worry about any of that. And you know how good that feels to my body? Amazing. And it feels good because I used to do, whoever's been watching The Purge, that is my daily practice. So I'm having a little bit of an itch because I haven't been moving the last couple of days like I've been doing. But it's okay. So I just wanted to do a quick little check-in. I am in Virginia right now. I'm in my second mod. I'm in an LDT leadership program. And it's pretty ironic that it's in Virginia because that's where I'm from. So it's like a full circle. But I just want to slither on here and say, hi, it's a beautiful day and thank you for purging with me. It has not been easy. However, I feel like I will rot internally if I don't move my body, if I don't express my energy. And if I'm the only one that feels that way, so be it. However, if there are others who just want to move, who just want to unplug, that don't want to be fixed, and can have some fun with it, bring their inner child. Mine is RattleBones. And it's not about perfection. It's about being in the present moment and connecting to your inner child, your higher self, God. That's what we do there in the pit, in our playground. Because think of it like this. If you take your kids to the playground, and this is what I see on TV. I don't know if this is something that happens, but this is what I see on movies. Take the kids to the park. Okay, go right along, go play. And then the moms or like the soccer moms are talking, or the dads, right? There is a safety. My kids are at the park. My kids are at the playground. They're safe. I can unplug. Whatever that looks like to you. Calling your girlfriend, reading your newspaper. I don't know. I'm just using examples. So I really wanted to use something where it's a instant reminder and a trigger. Where did I feel safe? A playground. Where is there really no rules? A playground. There's no rule that says, oh, you can only go that fast, don't run that fast, or don't go down the slide that way, or... So this is our underground playground, Rattlers, where we can dress to express, we can move to heal, and we can do it as one. I love that. But anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna slither off of here. I have to start getting ready, but I just wanted to check in. And reflect. How am I feeling? I feel good. I feel grounded. It feels good to be in Virginia. I miss purging, yes, but this is actually a part of purging, reflecting, getting it out of my body. I'm walking, I'm pasting. We're in a tent, so that should be interesting. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see my cohort, my brothers, my sisters. Yeah, there's 23 of us, a big group. Some of them are already here. Some of them got in from, I think, London. So yeah, I'm excited. But anyway, yeah, much love and take care.